Oh my gosh. Okay. Um, hello.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, like it's been like you know what now? Because so hello guys. It's been a while since you heard from me. Steph has been doing a great job hosting the show the last couple of episodes, and I love him and appreciate him for it. But I'm
Appreciate you.
back. I'm back after a short hiatus. Been dealing with some shit, but now I'm back. You know what I'm saying? It's your man with the plan, your host with the most, Mr. Rique Brown. Welcome to the Top Rope Boys Podcast. This is episode 5.
Yep,
So,
episode 5.
you know, the big 5. We got a good little milestone going on, but you know what I'm
We
saying?
almost at double digits.
Almost. You know what I'm saying? Like we've maintained, and I'm proud of us. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
How you doing today, Steph?
I'm chilling. For everybody that don't know me out there, shout out. Appreciate the listens. Appreciate the follows. It's the Cameroonian Nightmare, the Bajan Bulldozer. It is the Chocolate City Saint, the one and only. It is the EST of the DMV. Steph Fan. Come on, but most folks call me Steph, so let's keep it simple.
The GOAT himself, man. Oh my gosh. It's been a pretty eventful week of wrestling over the last week or so. Um, Steph actually went to AEW Dynasty last night. Uh,
Oh Lord, was that a time?
we're going to get into that later because like that was certainly
A time?
certainly a booking decision, but we'll get to that.
Oh yeah.
But we're going to start with the events of last week's Monday Night Raw, which was a very packed up Raw. We started off with, of course, John Cena and Cody Rhodes getting into it. It was what felt like the first real proper promo battle between the two. Now, granted, they've been having segments over the last couple of weeks or whatever, but like it's pretty much just kind of been Cody giving John the business and John not really giving much back to him. Like
Yeah.
they're like it's not as one-sided as one might expect from someone like John Cena, you know?
Almost definitely. He's been silent the whole time. He's talked to the crowd more times during their promo battles than he's talked to Cody, which I think is an indicator of a lot. But because I think, yeah, I'm like 99% certain that was his last appearance until 41. So they were like, all right, we have to show a tete-a-tete of some sort in order for this to really show. So we got to see a little back and forth between him and Cody. And of course, Cody had to do the whole 8 mile. Oh, you want to talk about my list? You want to talk about Stardust? We going to talk about the
Yeah.
company that I couldn't get over in. We want to talk about all this. We got a Vince McMahon mention, which I thought was crazy. I thought that was really
Crazy
good.
as fuck. I did not see that coming at all.
Hey, neither did I.
And I my favorite part of it all, the part that really set John off, like John was leaving the ring and Cody goes, you know, people can say whatever they want about me, but this crowd has never chanted about me that I can't wrestle. He was like, I've never heard them say you can't wrestle. And the way John stormed back into the ring, like John was ready for bullshit. I'm like, I guess that struck a nerve. But it's funny because John went for like the typical heel cheap shot and
Yeah.
got put down. And I'm
I did
like,
not expect for him to end up in the crossroads.
I was like, and I love what's going on because it's really making Cody look strong. Like it's really making Cody look like a
Absolutely.
worthy challenger. Like granted, yes, he's been champion over a year. He's been through some great battles with the likes of AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, whatever. Like we know who Cody is, right?
Yeah, we know
Like
his resume.
we know who he is. We know what he can do. But like him doing it against the arguable greatest of all time and really standing 10 toes down and standing toe to toe with this man is like okay, like this gets me really looking forward to the main event. And hey, it's gonna be some good shit going on. You know what I'm
For
saying?
real.
But also, I do want to say this. I'm sorry, Cody. We're getting 17. We're
Oh, 17.
we're
We
getting
gotta get
17. I'm
17.
sorry. We're getting 17.
We have to. We gotta get 17.
Like I don't know what to tell you, brother. Like I love you. Like I remember listen. I watched Cody when he returned. I watched that
Mm-hmm.
live. I watched him when he won the first Rumble, when he lost
Mm-hmm.
to Roman,
Yep.
when he won the Rumble again, and then finally like I was invested in this entire journey from the get go, and I'm just like seeing how he's evolved over these last 3 years and what he's become. He's really become like a true top guy, like a
Yeah,
real number one. And it's like he's really doing it against like
the greats.
the number one of number ones of in WWE. Like John Cena was always like the man, and Cody
Yeah.
is like really proving himself to be like the man now. And it's like, yeah, got some good on. It's exciting.
No, for sure. I think it's definitely really cool. This is one of the parts of the Mania build that hasn't been able to lose hype. It's just steadily been keeping momentum, which I think is great. Um, I think one of the dopest things about that whole segment, like you're right, it really did show and really kind of strengthen Cody's character. It strengthened John's, but man, when he, oh my God, when he said, "Hey." Vince chose you. I was like, oh, yeah, yeah.
And here's the thing. Like I always love when we are able to blur the lines a bit between like the real life stuff and the in-ring stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's
Mhm.
like, ah, man. Like even like it kind of sucks 'cause I do if John isn't going to show up for like the go home Raw, which sucks. I wonder how they're going to do that. I wonder how they're going to handle that part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But like, dude, either way, I'm ready for this main event regardless.
same.
Like I
I'm locked in.
yeah, I'm listen. All,
That's my goat.
all of
I've said it
listen,
on here a bunch of times, so come on.
all of us
I'm ready to
listen.
see it go.
All of WrestleMania weekend, I'm not missing a minute. I ain't
Oh,
missing
absolutely.
I ain't missing shit. Trust me. Now, I think Sand delivers at 9 a.m., right? I hate that.
Yeah,
Hating that. I am like
yeah.
you could have did it at noon.
Mm.
I mean, like 9 a.m. Like 9 a.m. on a Saturday is early, bro.
They
Like,
said, they said, hey, look here. We don't care if we do an NXT. I mean, we don't care if we do an WWE After Dark the night before. We want y'all up bright early to come see NXT.
man. Now, what else? Like, so, like, back to Raw. Like,
Yeah,
so of course you had the women's title match. You had Io and Rhea going against each other for the women's title, and of
a
course,
rematch at that.
yes, and of course you had Bianca Belair, Ref B, as a special guest referee, and that
Shout out Bianca.
this match went about how we expected it to go.
Yeah, just about.
Um, it's a lot. Now, okay, so of course, like, you go through the match and then it breaks down at the end, like, Rhea kicks the shit out of Bianca, kicks the shit
Bro,
out of her, kicks her out of the ring, you
damn
know,
near donkey kicked.
like literally kick the shit out of her. And, of course, that leads to Rhea pitting Io. And of course, Bianca wasn't there to be able to pin her, and then Bianca gets back in the ring, counts. It's only a 2 count. Rhea gets mad. Like it just starts breaking down quickly. It goes south so fast. And of course, you know, Io accidentally drop kicks Bianca.
Yeah,
Before that, Rhea smacked Bianca in the face.
yeah.
Like
I'm not gonna lie. It was hard seeing Bianca take all those bumps and all those hits when she is literally just rapping, but also you was pushing the shit out of EO these last couple weeks, so
that's what
maybe
I'm
he's coming for you.
saying. Like and that's my thing too. Again with Io, like Io has yet to be presented as a champion here. Like Rhea
Yeah.
has been standing tall in all these segments for the most part, and it's like, damn, can my girl get a word across? You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like she is the champion after all. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But you know, either way. Now, I'm still excited for the match. I do think it's going to be one of the better matches on the card.
same.
I don't see how this match can be bad. I'm not worried about that at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
These are
I'm just hoping
three
I'm just
incredibly
hoping
powerful.
like Io gets her fair shake here.
Hmm.
Because imagine you go into WrestleMania. Let's say WrestleMania was this weekend, and you go
Hmm.
into it off of that, and then Io for some reason loses. It's like, wow, you just beat her down the entire fucking bill just for her to lose still.
Yeah,
But I'm letting them cook. I'm letting them cook because I do like what they're doing with the women there. I do like what they're doing with this story and everything, which is great. I'm not mad at it at all. Now, uh, Jesus. Speaking of championships, Gunther, the World Heavyweight Champion, uh,
Shout out to Ring General. He walked that boy down, didn't he?
dude, Gunther beat the shit out of Jimmy Uso.
Yeah,
I mean, really beat the shit out of this man.
I haven't seen him beating that
Like,
bad since Roots.
like, dude, beat bro, Crimson Mask had his blood on.
Yeah.
I tasted his blood. I'm like, oh nah. Like he put Jay in like a zip tie, you know, and made him watch it. I'm like, dude. I'm like, he's beating his ass, choking him out right in front of Jay. Jay can't do shit. Like, it reminds me of when Randy Orton, I think it was back in '09 when he handcuffed Triple H to the rope and just like
Yeah.
he
When he kissed Stephanie McMahon.
He DDT Stephanie, then he kissed her, and I was like, whoa, wow. And
Yeah.
Triple H couldn't do shit about it. And just like
Bro.
Jake couldn't do shit about it. He's like, John, like I'm talking about real names. Going,
Yes. No,
it
for
got
real.
it got serious. It got
That that brother was not Jimmy. That was John right there. That was John and
John,
Josh. That was not Jimmy and Jay.
John. Like, bro, it got serious, bro.
For
And
real.
I'm just like, Jimmy, you can't go like that, bro. No, like legit, like Jimmy, brother, you can't
No,
go.
but the thing is that like Jimmy's had such great momentum and he's been putting on such banger matches on SmackDown. So for him to jump over on Raw and have this type of showing, I thought it was kind of like, dang, that's crazy. But also knowing that this probably rules him out for Mania unless he's coming to help Jay, which I think
So I
sucks
imagine
in
so.
my
Yep.
opinion. Like I I think it completely sucks because to be honest, I really do believe that he should have been in that US title picture, but we still have a lot of PLEs left in the year, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, like because I will say now, Jimmy does owe Jay a lot because Jay would have been the one to beat Roman Reigns if not for Jimmy Uso.
Yes,
Now,
this is very true.
and I also will say this on Jimmy Uso too. Like he's been a real MVP of this build. He's made it more dynamic, coming in and trying to stand up for his brother and things like that. Yes, and uh,
He
I
just revitalized this whole thing.
yeah, like he's really bringing it back to life, and that's what I'm loving it. I'm loving every second of it. Now he did take a beating for that, took a really bad one, and I respect it, But hey,
All I'm saying is, if his wife over here talking about some proceed with caution, where we couldn't tell Gunther proceed with caution. If I'm
bro, and she got the nerve to post the thirst trap and tag him as if he
yeah
just didn't get his ass whooped.
yeah I look. Y'all know me. I'm very vocal on this podcast. I love me some Naomi. I love the character work she's doing right now. However, if I am Jimmy, I would after the match, I would be like, "Help me! Come
Like,
help
like,
me!"
baby, excuse me, hello, like, like I'm dying here. I'm quite literally like, look at me, look at him, like dying, getting his ass beat, man. Oh my gosh. Now I'm going to go on a bit of a not a rant, but
Tangent.
now it's one thing. It's one thing for AJ Styles to not be in the world title picture. That's one thing. That's one thing. I can accept that because he doesn't fit in the mix right now. I can accept that.
Yeah.
It's another to have him get eliminated from the Royal Rumble by AJ Styles. I mean, no, he eliminated AJ Styles from the Rumble. Excuse me.
I was about to say,
My
AJ
bad.
eliminated himself.
My burnt. I'm burnt. But
Hmm.
you also have AJ call out Logan Paul for some reason,
Man,
which leads to AJ Styles having to wrestle Logan Paul at WrestleMania.
How
Not
the hell did we
and
get
not
here?
only that, you actually have Logan Paul dropping AJ Styles on Raw.
Uh, yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm AJ Styles and you're putting me in a program with Logan Paul at WrestleMania, like for one, I'm fucking AJ Styles. I'm AJ Styles. Like I'm the phenomenal AJ Styles. Like if
This is
I'm
worse than
like,
when TNA management had was trying to have him take a pay cut.
and if I'm him, I'm saying fuck that, and I'm entering another G1 climax for the
Yeah.
vibes. No, because like I'm not, bro. If I'm AJ Styles, I'm one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. You got me wrestling a fucking celebrity at WrestleMania when I could be doing literally anything else. I could be doing
Anything.
literally anything else. Like it was already bad enough you let Logan Paul beat Kevin Owens and Randy Orton in the same night to retain the championship.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Like you're
Yeah.
giving this man so much for what? Because
A
Prime
prime deal.
because the Prime deal, dog, Prime deal. But that's besides the point. I just can't stand it. And all I know is if I see Logan Paul pin AJ Styles,
Oh no.
clean or dirty, I
Yeah.
don't care. I don't care how he does it. I
Oh
don't care
fuck
if it's the screwiest finish or the cleanest finish. I am going to walk out of your house
no.
and I will not come back. I will legitimately like because I imagine that match probably gonna be night one. I will not watch night two.
Yeah.
I'm not because what are we doing?
Bro, one thing is that like so I've said this before on here. We according to interviews and according to sources, we only have so much time left with AJ. He is pushing 50. We know
And
that all
that's
this
my
is
main thing. This is what you guys have him doing.
yeah.
My God, like, I
And
just
let me just give a little bit of pushback. Like, let me just say I do admit the pulverizer, the move that he hit AJ with, it was clean.
great
It
move.
was clean.
I'll give him credit. Great move. I'll give him credit.
I, and I know that like behind the locker rooms or whatever and everything we've seen from sources that folks do like think that he has the athletic ability to be in there,
Of
but
course he
also
does.
there are so many other contenders that we could have had. Why AJ?
Like I just think there are people that have been in the company for a long time that just deserve the spot more than he does. Now, I understand why he's in the spot that he's in. I completely understand why it's going on. I just don't fucking like it. And you're not going to get me to fucking like it. I don't like it. I'm never going to like it. Nothing he could put on the most amazing match I've ever seen. I'm not going to like it. I don't care. I don't like this man. I don't want to see him anymore. I'm over it. Like, especially at my goat's expense. I'm not doing this
Yeah.
shit. Oh,
Oh
God.
man, but no. Jesus, I just hope AJ wins this. That's all.
I
That's all.
pray. I pray. And it's going to blow me because they're going to make the match competitive. It's going to piss me off. Like it shouldn't even be a contest. That's what's killing me about the whole thing. But I'll let it be. Who am
Mhm.
I? Now
And,
you also had the New Day versus New Cash Republic. I think that was for the number one contendership for the tag team titles because I know the New Day get the
yeah,
next
it
shot
was
on the next
contendership.
Raw, and I think that was Tyler Bates' return match, if I'm not mistaken.
It was Tyler Bates' return match. He's been out
Um,
for a while, maybe like 9 months or something like that.
yeah, and the New Day won. They're the number one contenders, and and honestly, I'm praying they win the tag team titles. I want them.
Yeah.
I want them so badly to win the tag team titles tonight.
No, because
Please.
let's talk about it. So let's really talk about it. Because the New Day turns heel, right? And then they go on a losing streak, which kills all the momentum, in my opinion. Like they got, of course, obviously they got their wins over the LWO to cheat and solidify the fact that they're heels. Cool, whatever. But they don't go after the titles. They don't make any big play until literally right now, and they've been heels for like what 6 months. So now all the momentum's kind of been killed for real, and
See,
it's only because they're trying to walk into Mania.
and that's my issue with the extended build. Because you get rid of day one, the pay-per-view altogether.
Mhm.
So you have pretty much no events in January. For some reason, the Royal Rumble is in fucking February. I
Yeah.
hate that. Like it's like you push back the WrestleMania build almost an entire month. So
Mhm.
you have to have so much filler in there, which makes the momentum for a lot of storylines just drop dead because you have so much filler and you're trying to like rush things to get shit popping. It's like, dude, the timing is like there's no reason WrestleMania should be the third weekend of April. There's no reason for that. There's like WrestleMania. I'm used to WrestleMania being like the last Sunday of March or the first Sunday of April. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
I'm not like WrestleMania should not be happening and it's damn near May. But hopefully they fix that too. But yeah, like the New Day, man, I just because I think them winning the tag team titles will really like jumpstart some shit.
Yes, please. I
Now
need whatever they're doing with their characters to actually like go crazy.
that's what I'm saying. And I feel like as tag team champions, like really make them be chicken shit heels. Let them really work out their chops for a while. You know, until I guess you can have like an up and coming tag team, you know, take the titles off them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really, really hoping that they win the titles. And honestly, I still feel sorry for Pete Dunne because he's just shit. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate deserve better because what the fuck? Like Tyler Bate's been doing the same shit since he was 18. He's like 27 now.
Yeah.
Like it's Triple H. Like we know who your guys were in NXT and NXT UK, and you're just not doing a good job with most of them. Now you're doing a great job with like Rhea and Gunther and Io, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But like, dude, like just do better. You know. And of course, you also had Penta and IC champion and Braun Breaker versus I think it was Finn and Dom. Uh,
Yes.
uh, and
I,
I
the
always
thing
love.
about
I was like, I always love like a classic like can they coexist? You know, it's so
yeah, the
cliche.
odd couple versus the
It's so
established.
cliche, but like, you know what I'm saying? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can make it work. Penta and Braun can make it work. But of course, you know,
Yeah.
the match ends with Braun spearing Penta and Penta getting pinned for the first time. Finn Balor finally pinned somebody.
Am I sad that it was Penta? But hey,
Listen,
hallelujah.
and I'll say this too. Same thing with AJ, same thing with Finn. I would have told Triple H, go fuck yourself and took my ass back to Japan because of the way you're treating me. Like I'm talking about these two are like legitimately two of the best wrestlers we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's like even though they're still immensely successful in WWE, it's like they should be even more immensely successful. Like you can like there's no reason why Finn has been a champion, a world champion total of once for a day. There's no reason for that.
Yeah.
You cannot and mind you, that was almost 9 fucking years ago.
That's true.
You you know, Grand Slam champion, all the good stuff. He's immensely successful. One of the
He
greatest
is.
champions ever, all that. But it should be more. Just like with Shinsuke, it should be way
It should be
more.
more.
With Adam Cole, it should have been way
It should be
more.
more.
But we're not going to. I'm not. You know, Triple H it tests my patience weekly on a
uh,
weekly basis.
no, for real. We've been unraveling and asking some of these questions, but no, I think that when it comes to the Finn, Dom, Pentabron, so it's very clear and very obvious that they're setting up the four way.
And
My
I was
thing,
literally about to say that too.
yeah, and so my whole thing is that, especially with the backstage segment and Liv being like, "Oh, I'm gonna talk to Pierce. We gonna make some shake." You heard what Finn said? He said him. I was like, "Oh, okay." So Liv is finna be the reason that their little back and forth, on and off. We're not mad at each other. We're cool. Brotherhood is kind of like officially broken because Liv is gonna essentially play the Yoko Ono role. Cool. I'm
Yep.
fine with that.
Basically, yeah. Now now if that means Finn gets put back on his own and he kind of goes back to being Finn Balor, Great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go back to the short trunks. Go back to the original theme song. Go back to being cool leather jacket wearing Finn.
Hell
Please.
yeah.
If
Please.
that means I never get the demon again, that's fine. Just give me Finn Balor back, please.
Just give me a Finn that can get a win.
Give me my demon back. Like, you
Yeah.
know. Now, yeah. Shit. Damn, we covered everything on Raw pretty much. Shit. Did we miss anything?
No, not really. I think we kind of ran through everything. Let's hop into NXT.
Yeah. So it started off with uh Steph two belts. Uh
No.
yeah, fortunately Steph well, I literally called this weeks ago when she won the fucking title. I said she's going to relinquish it. I just didn't know when, but I knew she was going to. Now I
I just
did
didn't expect it to be so soon.
now well honestly I expected it to be sooner. Now I didn't expect them to make her like defend both titles before doing it. Like I expected this to
Yeah.
happen like pretty much immediately. You know, because
Uh-huh.
like she like her holding both titles just like wasn't going to be conducive.
Sustainable.
It just wasn't going to be a thing. Now,
Yeah.
it happened. We expected it to happen, of course. And then you had Jada Parker come out, staking her claim to the side to the NXT North American title. Jordan Grace coming out, staking her claim to the NXT Women's title. You know what I'm saying? And Jordan Grace threw a grown man about 20 feet.
Hey, can we can we all just send prayers for Trill London? Can we all just brother, the only showings that we've seen of you on WWE TV so far have been Jordan Grace throwing your ass. And then Keanu Carver, shout out Keanu, that's DMV native, molly whopping your ass on Evolve. Now, mind you, I
Yeah.
want Trill London to succeed, so don't take any of what I say as
No, I got
disrespect.
you. Listen, yeah.
But we got who we gotta talk to? We gotta talk to Ava. We gotta talk to Sean. We gotta talk to who's the prime minister of Evolve over there now. Oh, who we got? Who we
I
gotta
think it's
talk to?
Ava. I think she's running Evolve supposedly. Yeah.
Nah, she passed it off to some white girl like a
Oh,
week ago. So who we gotta talk? Who do we have to talk to get Trill London over? Because right now you are looking like the joke.
questions that need answers. And I think what's so funny about that was Jordan Grace's husband. He quote tweet wasn't Jonathan Gresham, one of the best wrestlers in the
Mm,
world. If you don't know, get hit. Really, really great over in ROH and all that. Did some great shit with the Jay Lethal and everything. Check him out. But either way,
super
he
talented.
he quote tweeted the video of her throwing the dude. And he was like, "Let me go cut this grass," because Jonathan Gresham isn't like a big dude. Like he's like 5'4". Like he's
Yeah.
small. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of like stature, he's like
Mhm.
built like a fucking truck. But you know what I mean? Like I thought that was fucking hilarious. Now,
Oh,
uh,
also, before we move on to the next part, the white girl in question I was thinking of was Stevie Turner. We gotta talk to who we gotta talk to get Trill London over. But yeah, let's go ahead.
honestly, truly, because I like him. I'm actually a huge fan of his because yeah, he's actually pretty fucking good in the ring. Now, you what I think it was like you had Lash and Zarya in a match, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
for contenders for the I think it's a 6 woman match for the North American title at Stand and
And
Deliver.
and I have a gripe. I have a bone to pick with Shawn Michaels because why are my Metagirls always losing?
Why? Why? Why?
Like, listen, you have a cash cow right there. Like, they have the character, they have the in-ring skill, they have the look,
They have the complete package.
like I understand who Zarya is, I understand who she is, I understand that, I get all
Yeah.
that, but like I'm sick and tired of seeing my Metagirls lose, like, or like if you're going to send them to TNA, someone let my girls win something. Like,
Hey, they gotta win this.
goddamn.
They gotta win this Thursday, which was cool over on TNA. But in
Mhm.
terms of the actual North American title, like yeah, which let's be so for real. Why is Lash Legend like fighting for a North American title when she should be focused on getting called up? Like let's just
But
keep a let's keep it a bean.
I do think she deserves to get like that, like either her or Jakara or both deserve to get something before they do move up, or like honestly, like
Yeah,
could just move them up and put them in the tag team division, in a tag team
yeah.
division
'Cause-
that desperately fucking needs it.
oh
Because
my
why?
God, if you
Because
want to talk. if we want to talk about if we want to talk about them getting screwed over, um, real quick, we're gonna jump ahead.
Yeah.
So the gauntlet match for the tag team title defense at Mania, there was a clear open spot for there, but all of a sudden now Bailey and Lyra are a tag team with
When they literally are wrestling for the IC title on Raw.
tonight,
It's literally tonight.
tonight.
And I'm like, you couldn't put an actual team in there?
Oh my God,
And like,
really?
why is Lyra competing for another championship any fucking way? Like, what are
That
we doing?
Yeah, that doesn't like okay. I understand. Like she should be focused on defending
I
that
don't
belt, if
understand.
anything.
I don't understand shit. I don't understand shit. Because like, it's
Uh,
stupid. It's so
I wish I could.
stupid. It's so stupid.
I really wish I could tell you, brother.
And shit, Dark State finally had a fucking match.
Well, they're finally about to have a fucking match.
Oh yeah,
Ugh.
finally. Fuck. Oh, I guess the D'Angelo family or somebody.
Yeah.
Did I miss that?
No, there was a D'Angelo segment where they were talking about Dark State and
Yeah.
practically breaking it down, which I find very funny because literally like maybe like 6 hours after that episode aired, I saw that a member of Dark State is dating who's the girl in the D'Angelo family? I can't remember.
Is that it? Adriana Rizzo?
Not yes. Yes. I'm like
I'm
99%
sorry,
certain.
I don't care for the Angelos. I be forgetting sometimes. But like,
So
yeah,
yes,
but
apologies for my mistake, but yeah, like the fact that Dark State and the D'Angelo family are kind of like having this inner faction beef ever since they jumped Tony is kind of like dope.
see, and that's my thing. And that's my thing. I see that shit breaking down. That's gonna break down soon.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I'm already seeing the cracks form there. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, I fuck with the D'Angelos and what they do. I'm just not the biggest fan of them, unfortunately. Now, you also had Kalani Jordan and Roxanne Perez in a match. One that I was kind of surprised about. I don't, you know,
Why is again another person who should be focused on the call up instead of focused on
like,
the
what are
North
they doing
American
with
title?
Roxanne right now? Now, I'm very happy Kalani got a win. I'm happy about that. You know what I'm saying? She beat
Oh,
her clean.
absolutely.
All respect to the
Love
world.
Kaylani.
You know, I love that they're giving Kalani a chance to show her that she's capable of in ring and, beating people like that might seem above her status or pay grade, but like she's great in the ring. She's fantastic. She's developing her character, you know what I'm saying? And I'm happy to see her you know, improve, but like Roxanne, I don't that was a weird you could have gave Kalani anybody else. I just didn't like that. I don't know what they're doing with Roxanne right now. Like granted, like she's definitely going to be on main full time after WrestleMania for sure. But it's like,
Yeah.
what is she doing now?
Roxanne is in limbo until the draft happens.
Like, honestly, at this point, have her wrestle fucking Corey Jade at Stand and Deliver.
Oh my bro, let that happen and let that be her goodbye match. That
Thank
would
you. Like
actually
literally, exactly. Like you know what I'm saying. Have them wrestle because obviously there's some personal shit there. Because when they had that title program with like Julia and them in that Fatal 4-Way, like
yeah, before Vengeance Day.
there were obviously cracks there. So I'm like, and if you want to elevate Cora Jade, have Cora Jade beat her.
I think that's not a bad idea. Um, real quick, just to clarify, when is the draft again? It's usually the Friday after Mania, right?
It's going to be right after. I'm not sure exactly when, but I know it will be right after Mania. Yes. If I had
All
to
right,
imagine,
so
probably the week after. If I had to imagine, yeah.
yeah, so probably the 2nd of May. Hey, so that she's in limbo until then. That, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to Roxanne,
Ah, man. Now speaking of North American championships, uh,
come
yeah.
on, let's talk about it.
Oh
Let's
my
talk
God,
about it.
our boy, absolute Ricky Saints
Yes, sir.
won. He won the NXT North American title last week.
Hmm.
Oh my God, and it's funny because like we have been manifesting Ricky joining the like at least NXT for at least the last 2 or 3 years. I know me and Sosa have, and
Yeah.
I was getting annoyed because I was like, bro, like he's entering his mid 30s, like he's
He's
not
got to
getting
make
let out.
something shake.
He's not getting let out of his deal. Like I honestly by a couple months ago I was over it. Then they announced that he was a free agent. I was like, oh okay, okay. So
But the
I'm
thing
glad
about
that I'm glad too that they just bought him right in and just slapped
yeah,
the title on him immediately. Like I'm like, yes. Don't have him do like a bullshit 3 month feud with a nobody or whatever the fuck. Bring him in. We know who he
and the
is.
momentum was just the momentum was justified because think about it. He got released on a Monday. He was signed the Tuesday and appeared on NXT literally like within a 24, 48 hour span.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't usually like a lot of fast tracks, but I love that because I'm like, this is a guy that we know, a guy that's established, a guy who we know can carry or like elevate a mid card championship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he has the chops, and eventually he can be NXT champion if he stays in NXT that long. You know what I'm saying? So like he has a lot of star potential, and I'm glad that they're making it quick as they fucking should. You know what I'm saying? Like man, I was so happy.
Hey
Now, granted,
man, I'm,
I was very happy when Sean Spears won the title, but I was like, yeah, that's not gonna last long. We knew we knew he was
I was
basically
about to say we knew that was the
we
transitional
knew
title
that, but I'm glad that he got something.
for
WWE
sure.
finally gave him something, and I'm happy about that. Now, Ricky is going to be killing it. Now, what I do want to see though, now of course, I think the first match I really want, well, of course, like because Ethan Page attacked Ricky after the match. Now
I was
they're
about to say that's his stand and deliver match.
they're going to have a great program. They're going to do just fine. But I do want to see eventually Ricky and Javon get into it for the title.
Please, please,
Like
please,
now
need it.
that I would love to see. Like granted, I know that they're friendly with each other, but you can always have a good babyface on babyface type of thing going on where they just scrap and call it a day.
Hmm.
I'm okay with that because if you give those two like a 3 match series, every single match will be fucking fantastic.
And the thing is, I'm not gonna lie, especially with the way how Javon he's becoming less and less of the nice guy. I don't think he'll necessarily be as babyface as we think.
Maybe, but I don't think he'll be like
He could be a tweener.
a full like I just don't think he'll be heels to the point where people are like boo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't think he'll be a heel by that metric, but I know what you mean though for sure. Yeah, yeah. He's definitely developing more of a dark side, which I love. Get some of that edge on him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking
yeah.
forward to see how that develops as time goes on, especially with the shit still going on with Trick Williams and Open Family and all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? He's being put in a prime spot. Shit, is he still 19? Is he 20 yet?
He's his 21st birthday is literally the day before Stand and Deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. That might add a fun little wrinkle. We'll see. But no, Obafemi's going to retain. I'm not even going to hope for. I'm not even going to like think about anything
Yeah,
else.
Oba's definitely retaining, but
Very
nah,
easily.
I do see a lot of potential in Javon Evans. I've been one of his biggest advocates, so yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah, shout out to Young OG, man. Unfortunately, guys, we have to go pay some bills. We'll be back very, very swiftly. We'll see you guys pretty fucking soon.
Let's get it started. See me now when I get up on my soapbox. You ain't here for a good time, you can kick rocks. She like drama, so she put us on the TikTok. She like me, so I asked, can we lip lock? Baby, you're the baddest, but you know.
Now, usually this is the point where we move on to SmackDown and so on and so forth. But I have a huge gripe with WWE, and because they recently, so they a few weeks ago they started putting out a list of the top 50 WrestleMania matches of all time.
Exactly. I'm sure if you're listening to this, I'm sure you've seen it going around and everything
Yeah,
like that. It's been making its waves.
and grant mind you, this is a list made by WWE themselves. Like let's just this isn't from Cultaholic. This isn't from What Culture, anything. This is from WWE themselves.
Hmm.
So let's just before I give my thoughts, let's just kind of go through. Okay, number 50, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Okay, good. Look, great match. Watch it live.
Solid match.
Sting versus Triple H is not better than Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins, but Like I said, I'm not going to go through every single match. I'm just going to slide.
Just
John
the big
Cena,
ones.
John Cena versus The Rock. Okay,
Once
sure.
in a lifetime, right? Yeah.
Even though it was twice in a lifetime. Either way. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. The second one. Let's make that clear. Because the first one was garbage. Well, because like,
Yeah.
oh, I will say, like, for a match to be 3 minutes, 4 minutes, pretty solid. Now, my first big issues are here. No, actually, it's like a string of issues here. So at 45, you have Batista versus The Undertaker, which is
Uh,
a pretty damn good match. 44, you have Seth Rollins versus Triple H in an unsanctioned match, which is a really good match. I'm not mad at that, but it's not. Yeah. And then you have John Cena versus Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 23. Now, first of all, having these two matches from WrestleMania 23 that fucking low is ridiculous. I hate that already. Um, then you have at 42, you have Mick Foley versus Edge in a hardcore match, which is actually one of my personal favorite. It's probably my favorite Mick Foley match of all time, besides the two matches he had with Triple H in early 2000, which were fantastic matches. Um, you move,
Definitely my favorite Foley match.
great match. You have Undertaker versus AJ Styles at the Boneyard match, which I really enjoyed. You know, it was one of those cinematic things, pandemic. They did what they had to do. Um, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, which is so funny because them counting that the whole triple threat part when like 90% of it was a singles match, whatever. Literally the moment overshadowed the entire thing. I don't enjoy Roman versus Brock matches. I never have. I The matches always feel so long and drawn out. I'm tired of it. Next big issue here. Gunther
Talk
versus
about it.
Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre at 39,
Yeah.
which is probably one of the greatest triple threat matches of all time, period. At 39. Crazy work. Um Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle for the WWE Championship. Really good match. Not mad at that. Undertaker versus Triple H in a no holds barred match. This was the one from 2011. So the one from WrestleMania 27.
That's
Uh,
the one I could have seen being a little higher, personally.
I'm not mad at it because the Hell in a Cell match was better than that one. So I'm not mad at this being low if the other one's going to be higher. I'm not too upset at that. I understand.
Fair.
I understand the placement here. Then you have Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair for the Women's Championship from 2022. That was a great match. I enjoyed that match
It was.
myself. Not mad at that. Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston. That was one of my.
This is my gripe. This is my gripe.
Okay, I'm listening.
I think for what it means for the moment, 35. I understand it being in the 30s. However, I think a little higher. Just
A little bit. A little bit.
bit.
I agree
Little
because
bit.
I remember watching that live and I was like, Kofi actually fucking won. Like it was actually like it wasn't Daniel Bryan's best match, but it was probably for sure Kofi's best match.
Absolutely.
And if your
I
best
have
match is
yet.
against Daniel Bryan, hey,
Hey, you're that's saying something because
it's
Daniel
fucking
won it
Daniel
on
Bryan. It
once.
is what it is. You move on to Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair, which was also one of my personal favorites from back in '08, WrestleMania 24. Love that.
Yeah.
Not mad at that. Ric Flair versus Randy Savage for the WWF title from 1992. I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen it, so I can't comment on that. That'll be my first like admission. I've never seen it, so I can't comment on it. Randy versus Daniel versus Batista versus for the world title at WrestleMania 30. It was a great match. Definitely I would say the moment definitely kind of overshadows what the rest of the match actually was. But combined with the match and the moment, not mad at it. 31, you have Charlotte versus Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks for the inaugural, well, for the newer women's championship in 2016 when they got rid of the Divas title. I watched that match live. That was my first exposure really to all three of them. And it was a great introduction. They tore it down. Not mad at that. We're into the 30s. We're into 30 and up now. At 30, you have the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for
I'm
the
not mad at this
undisputed tag
placement.
team titles.
It kind of stole the show at 39.
I would agree. I would definitely agree. It was definitely one of the, honestly, I would say behind the triple
Obviously
threat
behind it.
match
Yeah.
and maybe Rhea and Charlotte. Maybe. Because Rey and Charlotte ripped that shit the fuck up. They ripped it up.
Yeah.
Either way, that was a great WrestleMania no matter what. I can't really complain about that at all. 29, Edge versus Undertaker for the World Heavyweight title. I'm not saying whether
I'm mad at that.
I don't agree nor disagree because it definitely was a really, really damn good match.
I think it's just personal preference.
Because I don't think it's better than Batista and Undertaker. I don't think it's better than that. I don't think it's better than. Well, it might be. I mean, if it's above the no holds bar match with Triple H, I'm not. I'll let that one slide. Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, where the winner will be added to the triple threat match later on in the night. The previously mentioned triple threat match for the title at WrestleMania 30. Great match. Not matter. I mean, seems pretty high. Seems very fucking high. Randy Savage versus Hulk Hogan for the WWE title from 1989. I don't think any Hogan matches are good. That is what it is, and I'm moving on. I'm not saying anything more. I'm
Oh
not.
no,
I'm not.
they're just incredibly boring. I'll finish the thought.
Like it's because. Anyways, 26, which is so funny. WrestleMania 20. This is a match happening at WrestleMania 26. The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels in a streak versus career no DQ match. What a fucking match that was. I'm surprised it's this slow. I'm honestly surprised it's this slow.
I think that's probably my favorite Undertaker match.
It's definitely up there for me. It's definitely up there for me. Next you have Roddy Piper versus Bret Hart from 1992 for the IC title. Not mad at that. Hey, anything Bret Hart and WrestleMania, you're not going to see argument for me. 24, Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens in the No Holds Barred match. I think that's high. Now, was it a very good and fun match? Hell yes.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
my
high.
exact thing.
It's high. It's at 24. That's very high.
That could have been the 30s.
This is where I start hating the list even more. At 23, you have The Undertaker versus CM Punk. That being over the Shawn Michaels match, I mean, now I will say this: probably CM Punk's best WrestleMania outing.
I think the story. I think the storyline for that match is you could debate. I don't think there's much of a margin between those two in terms of story, but in terms of this being CM Punk's best WrestleMania outing, I don't know. Maybe I just love that match he had with Rey Mysterio at Mania, but I'm not mad at you saying that either. But
I just think like in terms of like going and really proving you belong there, like because they had the best because he had the best match of the night that night to me.
Yeah,
because the second Cena and Rock match just wasn't that good. It was worse than the first one. Because of course like Dwayne got hurt, so I'm not gonna give him too much shit for that because he got hurt during the match. But either way,
yeah.
22. Now this is one of my really big gripes here for 22 and 21. 22, you have Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 21. A
All right, talk about it.
fucking barn burner, a fucking 5-star classic between two legends of the fucking game. And right in front of it, you have Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie. This has to be a Triple H power stroke because I can't give you that. I'm sorry. I can't give over all the matches that I've talked about so far, I can't give you that. Now
this being at 21 is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Next, you have The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Seth and Cody.
Now this is the one where I'm like, all right, what are we doing? What are we?
You're glazing. That's just glazing. Hell,
I don't think this match has even happened. Like this match happened last year. I don't think that this match
recency bias is crazy, bro.
I don't think it's had enough longevity for it to really like be up there,
but like
or even a contender for this list.
But like even if it wasn't, like when you see it, I feel like as a wrestling fan, you know a classic when you see it. Like you don't really need to let it sit. Like if you see a classic match, you'll be like, wow, that was like a fucking classic. Like this is like anytime I watch like a Kenny Omega match, like a Kenny Omega pay-per-view match, I'm like, that was a fucking classic. Like I don't need to rewatch it. I don't need to go back. I don't need to really sit on it. I'm like, wow, I know, I just saw something crazy. And I'm like, I'm not saying this match is going to age badly, but it's like this list is going to age badly. I don't. Anyways, next up, 19. You have Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the women's title. That was in 2021. Oh, you can never get me to say anything bad about these two, and
I
this
was about to say,
because two black
we can
women.
have our first
Listen,
podcast fight right now if you said something bad about
listen,
that match.
two black women main eventing WrestleMania. Bianca won the
SP award winning match.
like, and as it should, because it was the match of the fucking night, a fucking banger. Love them. Now you have. Oh wow, I forgot this match was that high. But anyways, well, I'm not talking about the match I'm about to say now, but I'm talking about a match 2 spots down. At 18, you have the Undertaker vs Triple H and the Hell in a Cell match. At 18, not mad at it. I love it because it was definitely their best contest for sure. Hey,
Mhm.
even though the match was like 45 minutes long, you still like were on the edge of your seat watching it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're able to keep the momentum going.
Right. It didn't feel like a drag. I enjoyed it. Not mad at that. Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar from WrestleMania 19, where Brock broke his fucking neck. Well, damn near broke his fucking neck, and Kurt's neck was
Yeah.
already broken going into it, and they managed to put on a 5-star banger. Like, why did Brock Lesnar do a shooting star press? What are you doing? Uh, now, the match I was talking about when I said I forgot it was this high was Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's title from WrestleMania 20. I mean, from WrestleMania in 2023. It was a fantastic match. It was like listen, I'm not putting it over the triple threat match with Drew and Gunther and Sheamus, but it was a really fantastic.
No.
It was definitely, in my opinion, Rhea's best match so far. Her and Charlotte have amazing chemistry. I don't even like Charlotte, but I'll give them credit. I'm not mad at that. Hogan versus Warrior. Move on. Nothing to talk about. Trash. Shouldn't be this high. Uh, Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. That famous Iron Man match. I've only watched it in full one time. I'm not a fan of Iron Man matches only because like they really feel like a slog. Even if you have two great competitors, like hell,
Mhm.
I think the Iron Man match that Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle had was better than that one, in my opinion. I'm not. Please don't shit on me. I love Brett. I love Sean. Please don't shit on me. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like anyway, okay. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock from WrestleMania 19.
Okay, now it's my time. Now it's time for my hot take.
I'm listening.
I don't think this match is as good as folks hype it up to be.
Which
Like me
one?
personally, the Stone Cold and Rock match.
The last one?
Yeah,
Well, okay. Okay. No, actually, I'll let you go. Like, why do you say it's? Well, what is your?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It feels a little stiff in certain parts. Mind you, haven't watched in a little minute. It's a little stiff in certain parts. I think their chemistry was better in between segments and as personalities more so than as actual wrestlers. If I had to really sum it up into one whole part, because there are spots where you can tell one is trying to not look weaker than the other when one of y'all had to go down. Let's
See,
be
and
so
that's
for
the
real.
thing, because you have these two guys who were like the two big stars of this company for years
Yeah.
on end, right? And you know, from the first time they faced off at Mania to the last time, all that time in between, everything they did, everything that they accomplished, I like granted, like yeah, like neither man wanted to give an inch, which I had no issue with. But it did seem like a lot of the time, like somebody might have been getting stiffed or sandbagged a bit, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand. I totally understand your point. Now, I will say that it's the best match between the two, in my opinion. I think it's their best. Well, no, I lied. The WrestleMania 17 match was definitely better, but like
Mhm.
it's still a damn good match for what it was. Now, it could have been better. Like there were things that could have made that match better, but I'm not mad at the placement or the inclusion. I'm not mad at it. Number 12, you have Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels for the IC title. Great ladder
Nah,
match.
man, this.
You'll never get me to say anything bad about this match. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm honestly surprised it's not top 10. 11, you have Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. In my opinion, the best brother versus brother match you'll ever see. amazing, great stuff going on there.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not mad at that. Like from a technical standpoint, this is probably the best in terms of story. You know me, I'm a story guy when it comes to matches. So in
Yeah,
terms of story, kind of debatable, but in terms of just pure graps, they got it.
like I would say like the story matters so much just because like obviously they're brothers. You know what I'm saying? Owen really wanting to not be in Brett's shadow anymore. You know what I'm saying? The way they executed it, like I
Yeah.
don't, like if you really look at it, like it was like a really good story. Now I do hate that it didn't end with Owen really getting anything, but
Yeah, no, he doesn't really take anything like away from it.
I'll let that one go. I'll let that one go. And I think number 10, what was number 10? Because number 10 is
Number
not good.
10 is Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte versus Becky.
Um, I watched that match when it happened. I watched that entire WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Damn,
it's their
damn,
triple threat match.
I don't like Charlotte, but
Charlotte did her thing for that match though.
no,
Like I'm
no,
not gonna lie.
I will say this: when it's time to put on, Charlotte will put on. I'll
Yeah.
give her all the credit in the world for that. Like when it's time to put
Like
on
we
a
were just talking
match,
about the Charlotte Flair Ripley match. I think both of those bangers she's put on.
yeah, like when it's time to put on, she'll put on. I'll never question Charlotte's ability. She's one of the best to ever do it. I'll never question her ability. I just don't like her as a person. But besides that point, now I'm surprised that that's top 10. Really, I'm not mad at it either because the match was great. The match was fantastic.
Mhm.
And it meant a lot in terms of women's wrestling. It was the first women's WrestleMania main event. So it's like,
Yeah.
what can you do? Now, I will say the ending muddies it up because Ronda's shoulders were not down when Becky pinned her, and Becky pinned her on basically a roll up, which I did not like. I hated that. I hated that so much.
It felt a little too simple for
Like
you.
I feel like, and the thing about it is, we never even. And first of all, we were robbed of Becky and Ronda one on one, which we never ever got. We never went back to that. And also, obviously it turned out for the best because Charlotte made the match really, really good. I'm not mad at it, but like, there's a lot of things that just could have really solidified the match's spot that I think really take away from it. But at the same time, I'm not mad at it. Now I know the rest of the list is going to piss me off because they're going to put Hogan and Andre on there, and I'm just going to get mad. And yeah, I've been over this list since about 45. I there's a lot of things about this list that I don't like. There's a few things that I do like. There's a lot that I just don't like. I just
There's a lot.
what's your overall opinion of the list here? Because
Yeah, like there's a lot of matches on here that I think, okay, cool. Also, I feel like in case we haven't already demonstrated over the course of how many episodes have we been doing this? Five. So I have way more gaps in terms of watching than you do.
mhm,
So I'm always looking at it from like as a guy trying to get back into the medium or something like that.
mhm.
So I think this is a great way to catch people up. But in terms of like actual match placement, I've never for any medium, I've never really been one for lists, especially when those lists are put out by the company
Yep.
themselves. So
Hmm.
I just kind of said it
Nah,
like
I feel you.
I'm never gonna like I treat this list the same way like me as a music head I would treat the Rolling Stone best album list or the Apple Music 100 best album list. It's like okay, cool. Like this is at least for people who aren't familiar, they'll tap in and they can have their opinion. But some of my personal favorites because I'm not gonna lie, I was a little distracted while we were running through this just a little bit. I'm never gonna say nothing bad about that Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair match. Never,
Never.
never. Um, 22, the Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels. I'm not gonna lie, pretty good match, damn good match. I'll never say anything bad about Kurt Angle. That's peak Angle.
Yes, the goat. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to really elaborate on this, but the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think that when we look at the whole bloodline story as a whole, that match will be one of the biggest cornerstones and one of the biggest turning points. And
Yeah.
I think that says a lot because it does not even involve the crucifix of the bloodline story, which of course we all know is the man on my shirt, Roman Reigns.
Yeah. And I think it really kind of symbolized that, like, okay, when you guys don't have help, when you guys have like the odds stacked evenly against you guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I just think like the energy that Kevin and Sammy went into it with, because like the Usos were unbeatable for
Yeah,
a part of like 2 years. Same
they
thing with like,
had an
they had the same kind of aura in the tag team division that Roman had as a singles competitor. Like they weren't losing. And
and
hell,
so to be able to take the belts off of them was just that was a real like David and Goliath moment that I think a lot of
it felt
matches have
significant.
yeah, and a lot of matches have tried to like push the David versus Goliath thing, and it doesn't work. But this one I feel like was summed up very, very well.
No, because they did it fantastically. Like the emotion involved and everything. Like, because we like when Sammy was the honorary use and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it really built up to a breaking point, to a boiling point. And Kevin and Sammy got their moment, and it's fantastic. I love it. Now, now something that's really cool that is happening though, like apparently, reportedly, Miro, aka Rusev, has re-signed with the WWE, and
Ooh.
I now I am hoping because like if you look at his AEW run, which is very underwhelming, but like the peak of it,
Yeah.
like the Redeemer gimmick when he was TNT champion, he was like beating niggas' asses, like just running through people. Like his mic work was great. Like if we could just do that, that'd be great.
Yeah, like that's the thing.
the formula's there. Don't fuck with it. It's right there. Just
I think it's just another thing, and also this signing and a lot of signings recently between WWE and AEW have worried me in terms of their mid card divisions because a lot of these are feeling bloated. Now, am I really happy that Miro is coming back, especially seeing as how like I know that Rusev was a fan favorite, and first off, I'm thinking of a Rusev Pete Dunne match. I'm thinking of a Rusev Walter match. Correct me if these have already happened. Like a Rusev Gunther match. Correct me if these have already happened
I
before.
don't think they have. I could be wrong.
Yeah, but
Now a Rusev Gunther match would fucking slap.
yeah, like
That shit would go fucking crazy.
I think that would be the perfect feud for Gunther after, because let's be honest, we see the writing on the wall. He's losing the championship. I think that's a great way to keep him relevant post championship.
Yeah, and I think it'll give Rusev something great to do by but also putting him right in that top world title type mix, which
Exactly.
I can't wait. I hope he comes back soon. I can't wait till he comes back. I cannot wait to see it. Um, excuse me.
Go ahead. We
Now
just going to swerve just a little bit.
something something that's been going on that's been it's been a bit funny. Now you have Booker T, Swerve Strickland, AJ Francis, DJ Vlad, this whole big thing. I know Booker T said something about
Names I never thought would interact in my life, mind you. Like
like
this is the crossover nobody needed.
now granted, when Booker T was saying I think he was like the lack of representation with black wrestlers in WWE is due to due to a lack of talent. I think he said,
Yeah, he said
uh,
something along those lines.
which I don't agree with or like. That was a crazy thing to say. Now I will.
Especially given the amounts of talent that they have on their roster right now. I could
It's
literally go through and
literally
do a dissection.
Street Profits, Bianca, Naomi, Jade.
You
Like we can go on.
you
It's a long
work
list.
closely with Javon, Oba, and Trick. Let's be so fucking for real.
Like just in NXT alone, there's a whole lot of it.
NXT alone feels like a family cookout. That's
Kalani,
how black that shit is.
Jada, the Meta Girls, like you can go, and even the girls on in Evolve, like there's a whole bunch of it,
Yeah.
And I don't agree. I will say Booker T was kind of crazy for saying that, but now when it comes to Booker T, I will say like he went through a lot to really try to elevate black wrestlers in his own way. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like I gave him all the respect in the world. Like he's definitely like he's probably like the poster child for like black successful pro wrestlers. And I'll give him his credit for that. And of course, Swerve went on DJ Vlad. I don't know exactly what he said because I don't listen to anything he says. I don't like that man. But he got this whole thing going on with Booker T, and it's just a weird, weird thing. And he also has this thing like with AJ Francis, throwing shots back and forth. Now, honestly, at the end of the day, the villain here is DJ Vlad. At the end of the day, like at the end of the day,
I
he's
ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that.
because I don't like black men going back and forth and all this other shit, and especially with Swerve taking time after a match that he just lost to go say fuck Booker T. Like come on, bro. Like I feel like certain
So
things can be handled in a better way than that. I'm not, I'm not, I'm always, I don't get mad at it like a public shot or anything like that. I don't, that doesn't bother me. I just think with things like this, there are better ways to do it, and I think we need to
y'all
kind
could
of
have done this behind closed doors.
we need to find a way to bridge this gap here as opposed to further dividing. Because like we all just want to be represented correctly. We all just want to be, treated fairly as black people in predominantly white spaces. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I think and I'm sure they both have the same goal. It's just two different generations clashing and thinking about it and doing it in different ways.
Yeah.
Because I know Swerve brought up the fact that Vince said
Vince
the N
McMahon called him the Lord.
Vince said the N word in front of him and all that other shit and didn't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? And Bigger T's like, what I'm saying? Like, I had to do what I had to do to help you guys get to where you are now. And and I get both sides. I understand it all. But guys, there's a better way to do it. There's a better way to do it. I
There
want
is.
I want black people to come together with this, not further divide with this, because we all want the same thing.
Here's no, no, no. Here's my big thing, and I'm gonna sound so hypocritical saying this.
Go ahead, bro.
Let's put the mics out of people's faces.
No,
Let's
no, no. You're right. You're right. You're right. Because shit, we need to put a tariff on podcast mics.
we we and again we are sounding hypocritical saying this, but let's be so for real.
Listen,
We
because
are putting
we are not the enemies here. We are good people.
exactly.
We
However,
we're just guys that love wrestling, and we're just talking about wrestling. That's it. But yeah, like
exactly. However, what we are doing is that we are putting public conversations that should be done behind closed doors into public spaces. Because if we want to be so for real, this all started and incited when Vlad when Swerve went on Vlad's pod. Now, I I know that Swerve is a huge hip hop fan. I don't know how you don't
But DJ
you
Vlad,
know the reputation exactly. I don't know if you know the reputation in the current hip hop climate. I don't know how you think, hey, let me go on Vlad's pod, but whatever, do what they do.
whatever.
Then Booker T responds on his pod. That this is furthering the problem because I know good and well. I know good and well. You could have gotten Swerve Strickland's number. You say that you ran into him at Galaxy Con Richmond. I know. I know good and well. I know very good and well you could have gotten his number. This is all things that could have happened behind closed doors, which I have the most immense respect for both of these gentlemen for what they've done for what they've done for wrestling. Hell, I'm about to give Swerve his props and some of my anger in just a little bit, but we'll save that for later. Um, However, I think the thing that's very crazy and very corny is we are putting public conversations into we are putting private conversations in public spaces because even as we on the side, this also incited a thing between Swerve and AJ Francis where they were talking and debating over the breakdown of Hit Row, which in my opinion is a very underrated staple and has so much more potential.
Oh man, real quick, I don't mean to cut you off. But oh my gosh, I
Go
remember
ahead.
when he first debuted in NXT and brought Hit Row with him, and I just knew they were going to be stars. Like they had the theme song, they had the look, they had the,
They had literally every component.
and they honestly and Swerve won the NXT North American title from Bronson
Yep.
Reed. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, sweet. Then they get brought up, but the problem was Vince saw Francis as a single star, but Ashante and Swerve as the tag team. And I was like,
Yeah.
and then you release all of them and
The
bring them
only
all
person that's still around is BFAB.
and well, of the other the Winter Soldier down at NXT still there. But
Yeah. Oh,
like,
my bad. I completely forgot.
you know,
He definitely still running around with Carmen.
I don't know if that resentment is I don't know why those two are beefing in the first place. I don't know the context behind that really. But
Because Swerve got on Vlad's podcast
like I know
and
it was like Swerve was
was
talking
talking
shit. I just didn't know exactly what he said.
he was talking about the reports of when AJ was like advocating for BFAB to come down and be a part of a live show that WWE said that she wasn't going to show up on TV for. And I was like, all right. So this again, I don't like taking perspective out of this, and I'm not trying to be on anyone's side here because at the point, who cares? The thing that does matter is that again, y'all could get each other number.
That's
Why
what I'm
are we
saying. Like
like
there's
this
a
could
like now the bigger thing with Booker T and Swerve is one thing because like obviously like because I know like the private beefy part of that needs to be left in private. Now the
yeah.
bigger conversation should be public. I have no issue with the bigger picture conversation being in public, but the
Hmm.
personal shots and all that, leave that out of here. And
Yeah.
like I just don't think if you have a problem with someone, you don't go to someone's podcast to talk shit about them. Or, if you have a problem with someone and what they do, you should either go directly to them. Now, if you want to do like a recorded sit down with him where y'all get all your shit out and let the people know, then okay, that's fine because you guys agreed to it and that's okay, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But to talk about someone and they don't really have the space to defend themselves in the time, it's kind of crazy. And Swerve has been going about things pretty fucking crazily lately. And
And
that's my biggest issue.
I
Like,
literally just woke up this morning and I saw that, mind you, I was at Dynasty. So I woke up this morning and I saw that he said what he said after Dynasty, which I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit. Swerve, there were a couple other things you need to be focused on during that match
he worried about the
instead
look.
of Booker T.
He's worried about the wrong Booker.
No, for real.
But
He's
we'll,
worried about the
we'll get to it. We'll
wrong
get to it.
Booker. But nah, man, that's really my whole thoughts on the conversation, bro. Because oh my God, I'm tired of the nonsense. But I think as Black people in these again, like you said, primarily white space, we gotta come together. We need to start a union or something.
Something
Not
because
am I
like
saying we like I'm a wrestler. Y'all
I know
need
what
to
you
start a
mean though.
union.
Yeah, I mean I feel like as fans we're kind of a part of it too in a way.
Hmm.
Because there's representation all over the place with
Yeah,
wrestlers, fans, the whole nine. But hopefully they'll figure that out. Now
yeah.
we have to take another quick intermission. We'll be back soon. Stay tuned.
You see,
Let the chopper sing like it's opera. All the bullshit, you know I've been tired of. Rada, like you tried to, yada yada, but you ain't saying nada. My go natural, ain't need a doctor, ain't fit into the social propaganda. So many girls I be thinking what kind of, but I like them black like they from Wakanda. Sometimes I wonder, do y'all see the vision? Shield around me, that's God's conviction.
Now, I think the weekend was probably the most interesting part of of what happened in wrestling last. But we'll get to the real meat and potatoes of it. But of course, we had Friday Night SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? Very important, very important
lot,
episode.
lots of development in terms
Shit,
of Mania.
I don't even know where to start. Well, I guess I'll just start at what I think is a very important part of the show that happened. Now, it was leaked beforehand that Kevin Owens might miss WrestleMania due to an injury.
Yeah.
Of course, he went on to express that he hated that. Like, I hate it too, because I hate dirt sheets. Because like, that's just. I feel like that truly takes away a wrestler's right to really tell people. Like he said, it took away his right to tell people like what's going on. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how would you even release that, even if you knew? Like,
It's kind of immoral to do so.
Extremely. But Kevin Owens cut a promo. He said he's going to have neck surgery. Which obviously takes him out of WrestleMania, which appears that Randy Orton will no longer have a WrestleMania opponent. Which I don't think that's you can't leave.
I don't think that's happening.
You cannot leave Randy Orton off WrestleMania. But either way, Yeah, so I remember when Randy came to the ring, he just had a look on his face. He looked at Kevin and said, "Go get yourself fixed up." You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, like you could tell that like this wasn't even a work. This was not an angle.
that's
This was like real deal Holyfield.
like you saw the emotion on everybody. Like you could tell like Kevin was trying to keep it together. Randy was obviously like pissed and flustered about the whole thing, you know. And I remember when Nick Aldis fined Randy Orton 50K for I think RKOing him. And Randy
Yeah.
and Randy gave him 100K. And he was like, Randy, this is $100,000. Like, I know. It's for the next one. And
Hey, we finally got the next one.
he ends up RKOing Nick Aldis after saying he's not gonna have a match.
Oh man.
Now, it's funny because someone presented the idea. They were like, "Shit, just do Randy Orton versus Nick Aldis," and I'm like, "Hey, as much I would not be opposed to it, but it wouldn't make too much sense.
No.
If you do, but I will say this though, like if you want to give Nick Aldis a guy who never really he never got to wrestle in WWE.
Hmm.
He did all his damage in TNA and NWA and all that good stuff. What I'm saying, he
Yeah.
was really one of the best wrestlers in the world at one point when he was NWA champion. So if you were to want to give him like a WrestleMania match, just for
Shits
paying
and
his
giggles.
dues, I would not be opposed. I would love to see it actually. If he's healthy and it can go, hey, go crazy.
Why not?
Now, I think it was, I don't know if it was you that gave me the idea or someone, but they were like, Randy should like do like an open challenge or some shit. And maybe it should be like Aleister Black or somebody takes off the open challenge or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, you know what?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. That wasn't as much as I would like to take credit for that. That wasn't me. That was the homie Sosa. But I've also been seeing that going around a bunch on Twitter.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wouldn't be opposed. You know, we'll see where that comes from. I just think honestly, my whole thing about this thing is like it really sucks because Kevin Owens is one of those guys who
He's a reliable man.
he's been putting on bangers with his neck hanging on by a fucking thread. I'm talking about two back to back like brutal encounters with Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn and all that. Like
Yeah.
he's truly like in a WWE workhorse, like a true MVP. Like I'll put him in the same categories like Seth Rollins. Like
Oh yeah.
he's gonna go out there and give 100% every single fucking time. He's going to give it to you every single time. And what I'm saying I'm very upset that he's missing WrestleMania. I'm very sad about that
It's insane.
because I know him and Randy would have put a banger on, but you also had the debut of Rey Fenix. Uh,
Okay, let's talk about it.
okay,
Let's.
it was this whole thing going on where Penta wasn't, they weren't like Tony Khan wasn't letting him out of his deal basically, and
Absolutely.
he was pretty much just shelved. Same thing as like guys like Ricky Starks, like he was just shelved, not doing anything, whatever the case is. And you see Penta come over here, starts ripping shit up off rip, already in a prime WrestleMania title match, like
Yes,
he's getting
sir.
pushed to the moon as he should. But we finally got Phoenix, and what I'm saying, it was kind of a similar situation as when Penta debuted. He went out there, he wrestled Nathan Frazier, which I didn't expect, which I love to see.
No, nobody was expecting Nathan Frazier, which I think is really, really dope because all the like we talked about the dirt sheets earlier. All the dirt sheets were saying that it was going to be Andrade. I'm not going to lie. I would have liked to have seen that too.
Now, eventually, if you want to do that, you do it. If you want to do that, you absolutely do it. If you want to,
Yeah.
for like honestly, if you wanted to throw that together for WrestleMania, hey, go crazy.
Who are we to say no?
Who am I to say no? Who am I to deny you that? You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Now, obviously they had a great match, a great showcase for Nathan Frazier, who isn't me like a baby blonde Seth. Like you can
I
tell
mean,
that he was
shit.
trained by Seth Rollins.
Absolutely
That
down.
boy can wrestle. That boy can fucking move. I love Nathan Frazier to death.
The only
Um,
thing Nathan can't do like Seth, he can't do the dive like Seth. We saw that on Friday.
you know, he you can't have everything, but
Nah,
obviously,
shout out to Nathan though.
after Penta won, what I'm saying, you saw the emotion on him. Same thing with Penta, like after Rey Fenix won, like you can I don't know if he was crying, but you just see like the emotion in the little bit of face that you can't see. Like you see it
He was crying backstage.
and you see how much it means to them to be on the big stage. You see how much it means to them to
Yeah.
be, you know, at this level finally. Granted, they've been doing great things for years, and Impact, overseas in Mexico,
AEW.
EW. You know what I'm saying? Put on bangers
They did
everywhere.
Lucha Underground to CMLL, right?
Yep, everywhere. Like everywhere. Like they've been just about.
Anywhere you can get a bag, they've been
Yeah,
there.
they've been just about everywhere, but WWE, and they've been killing it. And I'm glad that they're getting the stage. And I know, like, eventually when they come together, and we get and they, uh, I'm not now. Would I love them to succeed as individuals? Yes, because they both can. They're both very, very
Yeah.
capable of doing it. But now, whenever they come together, and we see the Lucha Bros on screen, oh my fucking god, I'm gonna be so stoked. I can't wait to see this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so excited. Oh my gosh.
I can't wait.
Like that's gonna absolutely fuck, as they would say. You had the Machine Guns versus DIY, which I wasn't able to catch actually, unfortunately.
I'm not gonna lie, you weren't missing much in terms of MCMG versus DIY because we all knew which way it was going. We knew that MCMG was gonna win. But my thing is, what is this going to mean headed towards Mania? That's just kind of my big thing because the tag division storyline, we don't know where that's going.
There's a lot going on in the tag team division right now.
Yeah.
Now I do think the Profits should just hold on to them bitches for a while. Let them get some, you know,
Let them get a long reign.
put some traction on all those belts, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let them sit for a minute,
And let them elevate them.
Don't let it be like 2000 where niggas are champions for 2 weeks. Like I'm talking about like the Edge and Christian era of tag team title.
Oh yeah.
No, because they were, you'd be like, oh, they were 7-time champions. They were 7-time champions in the course of literally in the course of like less than 12 months.
Yeah.
7 times in 12
It was
months.
hot potatoes.
Like, be serious.
I'm gonna have no problem with hot potatoes for like mid card belts, but
I don't mind hot potatoes. Like when it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Like,
like the IT title and the US title, those got hot potato. I'm not mad.
Now, yeah. Speaking of the US title though, now LA faced Tamatonga and Braun faced Jacob Fatu in their last man standing match, which was fucking crazy. I love watching those two. Amazing. I love watching them wrestle.
They
They
have yet to not put on a banger.
That's what I'm saying. Like, granted, like it's just straight big men being brutal,
slapping meat,
big meaty men slapping meat. Hey,
shout out Big E.
That's what I want. That's what I love to see. Like the fucking hip attack through the fucking table in the corner. Jesus,
bro.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like Jacob, as I'm sure he's a safe worker. Don't get me wrong, but like he be throwing shit at niggas.
My god, bro!
Like granted, like it's functional, but he be throwing his fucking weight around like it's nothing. Like
yeah, and that's the way that I'm not gonna lie. You know how there's always that memes talking about just apply for a job on Indeed with WWE. Now I got a match against Randy Orton, bro. The new version, just apply for a job on WWE. Now I got a match against Jacob Fatu.
I quit.
For real.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I quit.
That's my 2-week notice.
Now Jacob is going to face LA Knight for the US title.
This was a swerve. This was not what we expected.
See, I didn't expect him to get a title shot so fast. And I was expecting him to be in a program where he's facing Solo at Mania.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting. Now, I'm hoping it's not a situation where Solo costs him the title or some shit. I don't want to see that. Like, honestly, like, I'll be very comfortable if Jacob just went in there and ran through LA Knight. I would not be upset. Well, not run through, but you know what I mean. Like, if he went in there and
put on like a cool 15-minute competitive back and forth with Jacob against
if he went in there and won like definitively, like just went in there, won that title, I'm like, you know what? That's fine. That's good. Yeah. I'm okay with that.
He has enough. He's so over right now that it justifies like putting the belts on him. Now, like my thing is that, and also it's time to move LA Knight into the world title picture or the heavyweight picture, whatever you want to call it. Like it's time to do so.
I say move LA Knight to Raw. You could do that. You could move LA Knight to Raw. Well, of course it depends on where the world titles end. So I'm pretty sure John
Yeah,
Cena is going. I'm pretty sure John Cena is going to be on Raw full time if he's a champion. Well, not full time, but you know what I mean. Like, I feel like if John Cena's a champion, he's going to be on Raw, obviously.
let's hope it's full time. But yeah, if he
So
ends up,
which would mean that
Jay would have to go to
Jay would
SmackDown
move to
probably.
SmackDown, which I have no issue. That's fine. So you can
Yeah,
leave.
I
So
think
you
he
can.
fits.
So so you can just keep LA Knight on SmackDown if that's the case. But either way, yeah, push him in that picture. Or like I've been saying, Money in the Bank. If it's not going to be Carmelo Hayes, LA
There
Knight.
we go. That
Because
now we're on the same page.
here's my issue with what's going on with Carmelo Hayes. Now I was trying to give it grace at first because he was on screen with like the big dogs. He was on screen with like Randy Orton, the Bloodline, all
Yeah,
that. But like this Mellow don't miss shit.
I'm not gonna lie. Two-time Grand Slam champion. He is the king of putting people over.
Listen,
But
no,
I don't know if this is
it's
the
not
one.
work. It's not working for me, bro. Because does Carmelo even have a WrestleMania match at this point? No. Honestly, listen,
Let's hope he gets a SummerSlam match.
just do Mello versus the Miz and call it a day. Give him something to do. I don't fucking know. Just whatever gives him a WrestleMania win over a big name and gets him out of this tag team with the Miz. Great.
I'm not gonna lie. Um, I want so it's very obvious that Andrade is planning to try and take Los Garza away from Santos, right?
Mhm.
So if we have Melo Don't Miz, I've really, really loved the Melo and Andrade feud, which technically is still going on because Game 7 got interfered by LA Knight, right? So
Mhm.
let's reignite that. Melo Don't Miz versus either Los Garza or versus Andrade. And since Berto's getting a singles match next week versus Andrade and
Like I
Berto.
just I just want people that deserve their spots at Mania to get their fucking spots. Like there's plenty of room. I just Mello like I really hope there's a plan for Mello this year to do something.
Um,
Whether it be Money in the Bank, whether you bring back King of the Ring, something.
Bro, if he
Give
ended up
him
being King of the
something.
Ring, I'd be so happy. But honestly, I need him to like he's my pick for Money in the Bank because the way how he had so much momentum coming out of NXT, literally walked into the draft because I just did the video on him for our series The Journey on IG. Go watch that if you haven't. He walks into the draft and challenges Cody Rhodes right up front.
Oh, for real.
Where is that mellow? Where is that mellow?
Like I need listen, here's my thing. And him winning it in LA would be perfect. Because like just if you watch his like presentations at NXT, like his entrances, like when he was champion, how they presented him, like with the
Mhm.
jerseys and all that good shit. He was
I'm gonna say when he did the Kobe homage.
like like bro. And like he is like a perfect money in the bank. Like a perfect money in the bank carrier. Perfect.
Absolutely. I feel
Like like he's not
the
like
same
a
way.
my fault. Like you go ahead. You go ahead, my fault.
No, I was saying like the same way that Edge had the ultimate opportunist angle. That's how Melo's character works. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Cause like Melo's not like a chicken shit heel. Like
Yeah,
he's just a guy who happens to know how good he is. Like he doesn't like
exactly.
he doesn't do a whole lot of dirty shit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He's just cocky with it. So I'm like him just being like, hey, saw the opportunity, cashed in, da da da. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I think him and Jay could do some good shit together. I
Most
wouldn't
definitely.
I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. Like I just get him out of just get him out of this tag team. I'm begging you. Don't I'm Melo don't Miz. Like I get it, but stop. Stop.
Uh, real quick before we move off of SmackDown, I do want to say Rey Fenix, amazing match. Can't wait for your match against Berto next week. The BFAB Naomi match,
Yeah.
we finally got. We saw we saw a lot come out of that match.
Mhm.
First off, salute to BFAB because she has been working her ass off for the past couple of
Yeah,
months.
I'm so glad she's getting very valuable TV time that she deserves. Like she's improved her look, improved her in-ring work. Like she's going to
Yeah,
be like
her mic skills have improved too.
if they let her, she's going to be a star. Like they just let her be
Yeah.
her. So she's going to be a star. Just yeah. Now now before we move off of SmackDown though, like there is one big thing we didn't talk about. The Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns thing. Now,
Oh yeah.
of course, that triple threat match is set. CM Punk is officially a WrestleMania main eventer, or going to be. Um, thank God for that.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
I hate the circumstances, but I'm not going to complain about it. Now,
Hey.
of course, you had this promo battle. Punk and Roman going back and forth. This whole thing, and Punk reveals that the favor is that he's going to have Paul Heyman in his corner for this match. Now, even though that is the case, you can still it's like Roman it's almost like Paul is like, I'm still with you, Roman, but I gotta do this shit for him. So
Yeah.
it's almost like a very halfway, like a very half-ass, like,
It's like a you are my boss, but this is my best friend.
yeah, like it's not even a betrayal. It's just like, okay, I gotta do this for him. Like, you're still my guy, but I gotta do this for
Mhm.
him. This is my best friend. Like, this is what we talked about. You know what I'm saying? So I
And
get it,
can you really be mad at a man for honoring his commitments?
but I do think, and the thing about Roman is, I think he's just so used to getting his way.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I'm not going to feel sorry for Roman Reigns. I don't feel sorry for him at all. I didn't feel sorry when
Nah.
I didn't feel sorry when he lost. Like, I don't feel sorry for Roman Reigns one bit. I don't, because even Swerve admitted his wrongdoing and shit. Roman has never said sorry to anyone once.
He
Okay,
still gotta say sorry to Jay.
like, he ain't say sorry to nobody, not one time. So whatever happens to him is on him.
Yeah.
Now, I will say Seth Rollins is going to win this match.
Okay. Okay. Talk to
I'm
me.
I'm I'm gonna call it now, because I do think there's so much focus on Roman and Paul and Punk
Uh-huh.
that Seth is really, he's almost, well,
Not
I'm
the
gonna say
forgotten element, but
fourth. He's fourth willing in here, right
yeah.
now. And I just do think that's going to work in his advantage. I think he's going to win, simple and plain. You know what I'm saying? So,
Not mad
um,
at that.
I just think it's important. So I just think, Seth is going to get his, and rightfully so.
Hey man.
I feel like he just deserves the win. You know?
Oh yeah, because I think the last couple matches he's had against Punk has been mollywhopping him, except for the steel cage match, because obviously we know how that ended. Um. So yeah, I'm not mad at Seth getting the win. I am a little antsy about the theory I've been seeing online of Seth walking out a Paul Heyman guy. Because what is the long-term story potential there?
I'm not going to like that, though. I do. That's what the signs are pointing to. I will say that.
Mm,
Now, not only because, like, it's so obviously a Punk and Roman thing that Seth is going to have to swoop in and do some shit. So, like,
yeah,
I can see that happening just based off the dynamic that we're seeing now. So we'll see. Now, it's cool. Like I said, CM Punk's main eventing, great, love that.
hallelujah.
The favor was a bit underwhelming, but I'm like, what else do we think it was going to be? It is what it is.
Besides, any excuse that we get to have a reuniting of Punk and Heyman, maybe it's just because of my Punk bias, but I'm with it.
Right. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm letting it be.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Now, speaking of Roman and the Samoans and dynasties, uh
You could
so,
say we had one last night.
so as I mentioned earlier, Seth attended AEW Dynasty in Philly, I believe it was, where it was.
Yeah, it was Philly.
Um, how was that?
Brother, brother, first off, shout out to AEW and the event they put on because I want to start with love. Um, shout out to them. The match card was stacked. I'm not gonna lie.
Super
As
stacked.
I was going through and working on the vlog that'll be out soon, like the card was stacked. Even from 0 hour and it being Nick Wayne and crew versus AR Fox and Top Flight, I was like, oh shit, Jesus,
Crazy
this,
way, crazy start. Crazy way.
yeah, super crazy way to start. Really, really dope. AR Fox, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen like clips of his matches, and I've seen a couple indie matches of his, but now that he is like, yeah, he's been like kind of in limbo with AEW, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they gotta push him. He needs to be on Collision or Dynamite literally every week. I do not care because
That's
that
what I'm
man
saying.
put
Like,
on
just put the
a
wrestlers on
show.
screen, bro. Like, put the wrestlers on screen, please.
And if as a company you want to say this is where the all elite come to wrestle, that motherfucker's elite. I don't know what to tell you. That that motherfucker's elite.
Simply.
Uh, then we had Max Caster, who has to be one of the funniest heels ever right now. He has to be one of the funniest heels right now. Coming out, and he comes out, and then we got Anthony Bowens. He's been off for a while, and then he came back, debuted his new look, and completely squashed Max Caster. Like
Cooked them.
so much so that Max was like army crawling backstage, bro. Which
Yes.
I can't lie, great sell. That was very entertaining. Even from the cheap seats, I was watching and laughing my ass off. Then your guy, my guy now too. Actually, not now. He's been my guy for a little minute, but Will Ospreay, the Billy Goat, the
Yo,
aerial assassin,
him and Kevin Knight freaking cooked.
match of the year contender. I do not care.
Like,
I do
honestly,
not
that
care.
was honestly one of my favorite matches of the night. I still like the triple threat match with Kenny and Speedball and Ricochet more, obviously, but
Mhm.
they had a banker, and Kevin Knight really showed that he can hang with the best of them.
Bro, Kevin showed up and showed out, bro.
Big
And
time.
especially for him to be a new signing, which like of course if you're locked in and you know what's going on like below the surface, then you've seen and heard his name around because he had been making a name for himself. But no, now that he's finally getting his just due and he's on a stage like AEW, which is crazy to say considering what a young company they are, like yeah, man. Like I'm excited. Honestly, I get that this was for a tournament, but if they wanted to do the two of them for a full blown feud, go ahead and run it. I don't
I
care.
wouldn't be opposed.
Now, Reek, let me ask you something. Do
Yeah,
you hurt people? Because I hurt people.
we hurt people.
We hurt people. Now,
Oh,
my guys, I love the Hurt Syndicate so much. I'm so happy that they have gold and they kept the gold. They went up against Brian Keith and Big Bill.
yep.
I called this play by play. Shout out to my guy Tyler, who I buy my comic books from. I was literally talking to him on Friday, and I was like, "Yo, MJF is gonna interfere, and that is how they're gonna retain because that's gonna push that storyline." Call
Mhm.
that shit play by fucking play. Because as soon as that man peeked his little head up from the crowd, I said, "Oh shit, yeah, we knew this was coming."
But and people keep pulling up the picture where Owen Hart was in the Nation of Domination.
Oh my God! So that's exactly how it's gonna
And I'm
be.
like, that's literally, but I don't, MJF in the Hurt Syndicate would be funny, but I know it wouldn't last long.
Oh no,
It wouldn't last long.
no.
Like, the egos are going to clash too much, but I think it'll sadly be an entertaining thing to watch for sure.
I
So
think it's gonna. I think it's gonna last. Maybe when is All in Texas again? Is that July-ish?
I want to say July or August. It's definitely in the summer for sure.
Because that's how far I would give it for real.
Oh, let me see. All in. I want to say it's August. I could be wrong. Let me see.
Yeah, I want to, because that's as long as I see it lasting for real. Now, whether or not the
July
Hurt
12th.
Syndicate, yeah. So we got like 3 months. Yeah, you could make that funny for 3 months.
You can. Now,
Um,
I'm go- and I'm going to jump ahead really, really fast.
Go ahead.
Fuck Chris Jericho.
Oh, absolutely. Fuck Chris Jericho.
Fuck Chris Jericho.
Shout out Bandito.
Thank God Bandito fucking won. Oh Jesus, thank God, because I'm tired of Chris Jericho. I'm tired of seeing him. I'm tired of hearing him.
We think
And
he should
that
retire.
and that's really all I have to say about Chris Jericho. Don't come back to WWE. Thank you. I'll leave it at that.
On a much better note and a much happier note, our CEO, CEO, What's that little dance you be doing? Our CEO, Mercedes
Man,
Bonet.
she advanced in the Owen tournament for the women. Thank
Yep.
God. Man, let her win
On
the
a
whole thing.
banger with Julia Hart.
Let her win the whole thing. I don't care. Let her win the whole
I ain't
thing.
mad at it.
No,
I ain't mad at it.
Julia Hart is great.
She is.
She's still very, very young, but she definitely has it. I can see her as a champion one day. I fuck with her a lot. Now, speaking of the women, you had Thomas Tony Storm retaining over Megan Bayne.
Yeah, which I kind of knew that was coming, but honestly, I love the build up to their match
Yeah.
more than the actual match itself, if that made any sense.
Now, I think Megan Bayne is she gonna be champion one day? Hell yeah. She has the
Yeah.
look. She has the move set. Like she looks like a dominating champion. Like I can see that in her. So I do
Hmm.
think eventually she could dethrone Tony for sure if you build that up correctly.
For sure.
So no complaints there. Now, in my opinion, the match of the night was the AEW International Championship match. See, we're going to get all the good out
Yes,
the
sir.
way. We're going to get all the good stuff out the way first,
Go ahead,
because
go ahead, go ahead.
the bad is bad. But now Kenny Omega, wow, him, Ricochet, and Speedball Mike Bailey fucking killed it as we
They
need.
put on a show, bro.
Like I literally was like, well, I said Ricochet versus Kenny Omega would move me. Now adding
Hmm.
Speedball into the mix moves me even more, and they just proved and they just proved it's all right. Like we knew the match would have been good, but that was a legit 5-star banger. That was fucking fantastic. Like Kenny
Bro,
Omega still doing it at this age is fucking crazy.
and it was the fact that not only the spots Kenny was hitting, I will say though, even just the way how their whole dynamic was, because it was funny watching Kenny and Speedball both slap Ricochet's bald head,
I shot at him multiple times.
bro. And then maybe because again I was seeing it live, so I have a little bit of a different POV. But I think Ricochet was wailing on Speedball, and then all of a sudden, all you hear from the crowd, bald, 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 with every punch he was throwing.
No, I know the
Yo,
part that got me was when he got like when he was on commentary for a second, and
oh
then
yeah, yeah,
Speedball
yeah.
kicked the shit out of him.
Bro,
And my thing is, so I saw a tweet. It was like Speedball out there giving. I forgot what it was. Something by his toes because he doesn't wear any boots, so he does his feet out. I'm like, yeah, that man is really just out there
no,
putting
the crane kick from Speedball,
all toes and feet on all toes and fingers on niggas. Like, oh my gosh. Um,
bro, the crane kick from Speedball was hilarious to me because, oh
hilarious.
my God, the whole time my partner was next to me and she was like, "Is he doing the Jackie Chan? I mean, not the Jackie. Is he doing the Karate Kid? Is he doing the Karate Kid?" Like, yo, this is hilarious.
Bro. Now, Jesus Christ. Okay,
I think let's just jump into it, honestly.
I'll quickly go into the trios titles match where it was the Death Riders versus FTR. Now, of course, thank God the Death Riders retained the trios titles, but
All right.
uh
All right. Oh, fucking right. Oh, fucking right. See, I was gonna let him just keep going, but
listen,
then he
no.
said that.
Dax and Cash
Fuck you, though.
beat the brakes off of that man, Adam. I'm talking about beat the shit out of him to the point where he had to get a neck brace and a stretcher. Now,
And they stole his fucking neck brace. They
what got me
stole his fuck.
was Dax put the fucking neck brace on. I
If
think,
you ever,
dude,
if you ever wanted to watch a grown man cry, you could have turned to my section and my seat during that whole side. Because mind you, this is I paid my hard-earned money. One of the biggest draws that made me want to go to this pay-per-view was knowing that I was going to see one of my top five. I'm not calling him his ring name now. His mama named him Edge. That's Edge.
I'm gonna call him Edge,
For real. So I wanted to
even
see
though
that
his
man.
mama definitely named him Adam, but that's besides the point.
She did. But anyway, I've been waiting to see this man for so long. And you telling me I got to see this man get stomped out? Get stomped the fuck? Oh my God. Bro, I was distraught. Because, again, he's super over. Like, super, super face. So having a heel FTR, while I think it is interesting, I was like, damn, y'all had to do this on the night that I was in attendance.
Yeah, that was a rough one. That was a rough one. Now, oh gosh, I don't.
They put that man on stretcher. They said he was. They said they were wheeling him back to WWE.
Now, speaking of rough ones, now Tony Khan with his endings haven't been very
They've been missed. They've been misses. Let's
out.
call
You
space.
know, going back to World, what was it?
World's End.
World's End, ass. Uh, last one what was it? Was it Revolution?
Yes, Revolution, and now we have Dynasty.
Ass, another ass ending, and now you give us the third ass ending in a row. Now you had the AEW World Championship between John Hogan, I mean John Reigns, I mean John Moxley,
John Moxley.
defending the title against Swerve Strickland. Um in a match where pretty much everyone thought he would lose.
Yep. Because if okay, so here's my thing, right? Like if Mox did not lose if Mox had lost last night, then the past 6 months in terms of AEW would have made sense because there's no other name in the company right now that makes sense to take the title off Mox.
Right.
At least, like, from, yeah, there's maybe a couple, but they're kind of busy with other championships right now. Unless
Right.
we're going to unify, what are we doing? But, so Swerve comes out in this Static Shock inspired gear, which, by the way, I loved so much as a Static fan. I'm not even gonna lie. And then they were having I'm not gonna say a banger, but they were having a pretty solid match.
Yeah, you can call it that.
Yeah, they were having a pretty solid
You know,
match.
has some good spots, has some good moments. I'll give you that.
I think the ladder spot was the best spot for me. Like
Easily.
it was solid. It was cool. And then all of a sudden, lights hit, and then was it the ops that came out first, or was
I honestly don't remember. It was a lot going on. Because I know you had the ops coming out. You had Hangman coming out.
yeah, no, Hangman came out. Hangman came out and he looked like because uh he looked like he was about to beat up Mox because it was him looking over Swerve and then Mox. Then the ops come and they take out Hangman. Then all of a sudden the Death Riders come. And then all of a sudden, boom, the fucking Young Bucks show up. And so this is the
Oh.
point where I'm like, Tony Khan, what the fuck are we doing? Because they start jumping Swerve. They
Now,
go ahead. Go ahead. Get on my
because
irate.
my first question is, why would you waste Swerve and Hangman coming together in a match where Swerve loses? One, two. Second point, you could have set up for the long term. Swerve, Hangman, AEW Championship, all in Texas. It was right there. It was right
It
there.
really was.
It was right there. Now you can still get to that, because I guess you can be like Swerve got cheated out. He gets another shot, whatever. I can see that happen. I can see that happening. But
Yeah.
what are we
It don't
doing?
make no sense.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
It don't make no sense.
It didn't make any sense at
Um
all.
just know we are irate. I'm confused. I'm so confused on where the
I'm not
direction
that
of this is going.
mad. I'm not that
We
mad.
know you're very adamant that you're not a Swerve fan.
I'm not that mad. But like
I'm
it's
not the
just
biggest fan of him either, but I just want the belt off
I'm
Mox.
just like, why and plus we don't even see the champ, we don't even see the title anymore. It's in the fucking briefcase. Like what do you like I don't know what Tony Khan's plan is, but you've given us three generational stinker endings in a row. And I'm talking about these are on otherwise really damn good pay-per-views.
Yeah.
So it's just like you like TK, like Mox losing was the right choice last night. Maybe you're waiting for a bigger stage to dethrone him, which I don't have an issue with. I don't know. It's so odd. Like he can even it even seems like at times Mox is tired of doing what the fuck he's doing. Like it's almost like he wants to lose a title sometimes. Seems like.
No, because I genuinely think that's what he's been doing because he's trying so much to put Swerve over in some of their matches and some of their face-offs and their segments by being such a dick, which he's great at, that it's like, please, I cannot do this anymore. I just want to go back to Renee and my dog.
Like for real. And I'm hoping this works out. And I don't want to see anarchy in the arena. I don't really want to see blood and guts either. I don't really care. I am curious to see what this turns into though, and I'm hoping a good decision is made because I'm just like, yeah, I think once the title's off Mox, it opens up so much more.
Absolutely.
It opens up so much more, and that's what we need. We need more from AEW at this point, especially with the like. You need to give us an ending that we can go to sleep happy on because that shit was,
Yeah,
yeah,
because it all works from the top down.
that's what I'm saying. But man,
That was a lot.
shit. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we're running out of time here. But I will say this: like I said, I was going through a lot, and I'm happy to be back. I love talking about wrestling with my good friend here. It's always a good time.
We missed
You know
you.
what I'm saying? And I just want to thank Steph for taking point and keeping things going while I was gone, not letting it die. And of course, like going to AEW Dynasty, putting an extra work in for us. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't have a better partner in this game. But yeah, yeah. Other than that, I don't have much to say. I'm pretty much done.
I don't know how they set praise like that. So I'm just gonna say thank you, appreciate it. And it's the Beijing Bulldozer, the Cameroonian Nightmare, the Chocolate City Saint. It's the left hand of destruction. It is the EST and the DMV. It's your boy Steph. I appreciate y'all for watching episode 5 of the Top Rope Boys podcast. Like, subscribe, follow us on the IG, all that. Deuces, peace. We out.
Love you guys. Thanks.
Love you.